Hi, I'm Katie. Have you heard that common truth that first love is something special and unforgettable? As usual, there's a downside that no one is usually talking about. Logically, in most cases, sooner or later, your first love becomes your first ex. An ex can also be unforgettable, but for a different reason. And this is where my story starts. When I was 14, I fell in love for the first time in my life, and as it often happens, I was sure that it was forever. My first boyfriend was 15. His name was Ed, and he was the son of our new neighbors. It was love at first sight. I'm actually not a very romantic person myself, so it was a bit of a revelation for me that I can have such strong feelings towards someone. Luckily, he liked me as well, and we made a couple really quickly. Our story continued for a couple of years. After such a long term, normally people know literally everything about each other, and they become closer than family. But at some point, Ed decided to have a talk with me about our relationship. My heart sank. You know that awkward moment? Ed said that our story was very nice and all, but there was no crazy infatuation anymore, so maybe it was better to move on. I felt heartbroken. But what could I have done? I had to agree after all, not that I would beg him to change his mind. He said that we had a long, warm story together and it was sad to lose each other. So we decided to be best friends. Everyone knows there is no way for two exes to remain friends. But of course, everyone thinks that this case would be different. Right. Well, the decision was taken, life goes on, no bad feelings. I actually managed to find a new boyfriend, Tim, very soon and was very proud of myself. I also thought, now that I have such a wonderful friend, Ed, he can give me some valuable advice and psychological support. We both really thought that it was working. Every time I had some misunderstanding or difficulties with my new boyfriend, I called Ed and told him everything in the smallest detail. He was always ready to listen. For a couple of months of my new relation, everything was perfect. But then I noticed something strange. First, I felt much more comfortable with Ed than with Tim, who sometimes didn't understand me, sometimes just pissed me off. I was in love with him, not with Ed, but it was always Ed I was addressing all my complaints to. Another thing was that Ed was apparently becoming jealous. It was hard not to notice it. He was always kind of sarcastic when he was speaking about Tim, and at first it was funny, but then it started irritating me. I told Ed it was not okay, but he said something like, "Oh, come on, I'm just joking, you know humor." Well, I was not comfortable about such jokes and told it to Ed clearly. He apologized, and I thought it was over, but from that moment on, Ed started behaving in a strange way. Seemed that he was trying to get back at me. He started calling me late at night with long emotional conversations. He was trying always to be around me wherever I went. At some point, I started suspecting he was stalking me and faced him directly, informing him that our friendship needed a break. Tim was also getting jealous, and it was no good. After all, it was Ed who left, not me. It was his decision, so just be coherent. Ed seemed offended and disappointed, but didn't justify himself, just said, okay. At first, I felt relieved, but as days passed, I started feeling guilty. It wasn't nice to treat a caring person like that. I was definitely overreacting. Besides, I was missing Ed badly. No one understood me like he did. I was imagining Ed all lonely and sad, waiting for my call, and my heart was breaking. So in about a month after the famous talk, I decided to make him a surprise neighbor visit, just to make it up. However, when I came up to his house, I saw him coming out with another girl, hand in hand, all smiling and stuff. I decided not to bother them. However, inside me, I was all boiling. Wasn't he supposed to be suffering without me? How dare he have a new affair when he still isn't over the old one? I know, it's stupid and selfish, no need pointing it out, but I didn't reason. I felt that I needed to do something. I completely forgot I had my own life and my own boyfriend. I just wanted to reclaim what's mine. In the evening, I called Ed and told him I'd seen him with that girl. He was surprised, but said that he had a new girlfriend and was living his life on. I was furious. Don't you think you should have told me about her? I thought we were friends. I thought we made a break. Wait, are you jealous? Jealous? Me? Ha 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 ha. That unnatural laughter gave me out. Of course I was jealous, and he understood it. Turned out that both of us considered each other property, and we never really ended our dating story. Our breakup and our friendship didn't work, so something drastic was to be done. This time he told me that we needed a definite break for some time because things were just not working out. I had to agree. Time has proven he was right. We never became close friends ever since, and I support anyone who says that exes can't be friends. Sooner or later, you start feeling jealous and behaving strangely, and it can ruin your life. Let bygones be bygones, life goes on. Maybe I'm not right and friendship with your ex is okay? Tell your stories in the comments if you know how this can work, and subscribe to the channel for more stories.